What's up, YouTube? Central Texas RC, or RC Republic. I was planning on moving out of state. I did not. Haven't changed my name back. You know. Anyways, this is a quick video on a Rustler setup. There's some guys that are into the Rustlers. They're having some issues with handling and stuff like that. And I figured, people don't want to give out informational videos. So here's one of mine. A couple of tips and tricks that I've learned on my way to 100 mile an hour is not this. It's not this. It's not the motor. It's not none of that stuff. It's suspension, wheels and tires. It's all that stuff, and setting it up correctly so that way the car can handle the speed. And that's not just going fast. That's braking. That's different things. Something that you guys really, this is just my opinions. This is what's worked for me. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work for everybody, but a lot of guys do and use the same stuff. One of the first things that I did was, these are factory shocks. You can run factory shocks 100 miles an hour. I've done it. You want to come and take these apart, go to the hobby store, buy you some nitro fuel tubing. It's a couple bucks. I cut 25 millimeters. 25 millimeters is where I finally found a good place for my Rustler to sit down nice and low. And you take the shock apart, and on the shock shaft, you run that fuel tubing up on that shaft. Then you put the piston and rod back down in it, you reassemble it, fill it full of oil, all that good stuff, and it keeps your car. What it does is, when you pick this car up, my tires didn't fall. My tires aren't flopping back down. On the back, I can't really tell you how far down to go. This is also going to depend on what wheels and tires you run. This is 25 millimeters for GRPs. Jayco foams, it might be a little bit different because the foams might be lower profile, which makes your car too low to the ground. On the back, no matter what wheels and tires you're running, you want your axles to be straight. Now mine are a little above straight, just for the simple fact that when the downforce starts pushing the back of this car down, it actually makes my axles straight across. It makes them nice and level from inside of the wheel hub to the gearbox. That's a big deal. Something else is, you don't want your car to be going down the road flopping. I'm running two of the thickest Traxxas spacers you can in the back to keep that car nice and stiff. The front is nice and stiff. You don't want that car flopping around or anything like that. Now, if you're trying to set your car up like this and you're going down a bumpy road, or it's just a bad idea. You always want to make sure that your road is debris free. You don't have a bunch of cracks in the asphalt, stuff like that, because it's still a toy. It's not meant to do what we're doing with it. It's meant to just play with and have fun. So you got to make sure that the less stuff that's on the road, the better, because it's not going to upset the car as it's going down the road. Just get you I have a nice rake. It's lower in the front, higher in the back. That's going to help with downforce. Something else is, take your bumpers from underneath the bulkhead and mount them to the top plate, so that way they slope down. When I put my body on here, it's nothing but downforce right there. I don't have a lot of air going up in there. I don't have to worry about none of that. A lot of guys are seeing all the aluminum right now, and they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't need none of this. You can run all factory stuff. You don't need the carbon fiber shock towers. You don't need all the aluminum in there. That ain't going to get you fast. It was stuff that I had laying around, so I put it on the car. Something else that you want to do is make sure that you have adjustable toe and camber links. When you are running your car, you want all your tires to be nice and square. You want them nice and straight. You don't want your tires leaned in, you know, towards the car. None of that, because then you'll start blowing out tires. You want your tires to run right in the middle, as close as you can get them on all four. And balance them. Make sure that you balance your wheels and tires. That's another big deal. You don't want your tires going down the road jumping around. It's going to throw the car off. When you're running a VXL system for speed runs, you can actually go in on the Traxxas TQI remotes that have a multifunction knob, and you can actually set this knob up for your braking. It's a good idea to run a remote where you can turn your braking down, because if you're going any amount of speed really with a rear wheel drive car and you hit the brake too hard, you're going to spin the car out. So you want to make sure that you turn your brake down. This is the remote I use. It's a Iconic ET4DS. This remote cost me it was like $120. Comes with a 4-channel receiver, but the receivers for this remote are $30 a piece, and I can bind up to 30 cars on this remote. So it's what I use. It gets good range. Gives me the analog brake system, you know, where it pulses the motor to slow it down instead of just full brakes. It's like it just pulses it. For all you guys that know what I'm talking about, I don't know if y'all use it or not, but I love it. You know, it keeps my car calm. It doesn't have a lot less spin outs and stuff like that. But if all you have is the Traxxas TQI remote, go online, look up the tree to set this stuff up, and set your multifunction knob up to your brake, so that way you can turn your brake down, so that way you stop spinning out. Other than that, I really can't think of anything else. Like I said, the big things: wheels and tires, make sure they're straight. Make sure you're running toe and camber links adjusted to where your tires are sitting flat on the ground. Lower your car properly and have fun. I'm going to start out with this car on 2S, and then I'm going to take it to 3S, and then I'll probably go back to an A-scale system or something after that. But right now, I just want to see how far I can push the Valenian system. I'm going to run this system on 2S until I pop it, and then I got another system I'm going to throw in it, and I'm going to start running it on 3S until I pop it. Once they're gone, then I'm going to go with A-scale system. But yeah, that's it. Lower your shocks correctly. Make sure your wheels and tires are balanced. Make sure that they're running down the road nice and straight and square. They're not wibbling and wobbling and all that other stuff. And make sure you turn your brake down. Other than that, I think that's really all I got on some, you know, quick tips on how to set your car up. Like I said, all this fancy stuff is unneeded. I took a stock Rustler out of the box, lowered it, changed my gears, threw 3S battery in it, and ran 80 plus mile an hour. I have a bunch of my videos, actually all of my videos I think might be private now. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look. But I plan on reworking my channel and doing some different stuff. Throw some informational videos out there like I've been trying to do. But I'm going to do it differently, so that way I don't hurt anybody's feelings or mess nothing up. You know, there's not a lot of people out there helping the new guys. And I hate seeing people get discouraged. I hate people, you know, getting upset because they can't get something done. I've been there. I've done it. I've wrecked probably 15 to 20 of these cars. Just smashed them. But yeah, that's about it. I want to give big shout outs to everybody in the Ray Luna 70 mile per hour club. Brothers, keep on doing what you're doing. Detroit downtown and back 100 mile an hour club, give shout outs to all of them. Glad to be a part of it. You guys, y'all watch out. I'm about to start running this thing and seeing what we can do, what numbers I can put out. But other than that, you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave a comment. hit me up in a private message. It don't matter. I'm always willing to help. Other than that, I'm out.